start again from Pope.
Look at Ollie Pope. You see that he's really working on that head position, making sure it's just on that off stump. He's keeping his hands a little bit tighter to his body. He's doing placing well. His hands go away from his body, his head falls over, and he starts playing across the line of the ball.
I see a lot of Ian Bell. It's the facial recognition, or it's the way he stands. There's something about it that reminds me of Ian Bell.
I think they're two similar characters. I think both Ian Bell and Ollie Pope are really talented, but slightly insecure, always so sure about themselves. I think someone like Ollie Pope, look at him now, it's the first time that he's playing without the vice captaincy. He had the vice captaincy for a while, England took it off him. The vice captain's at the other end in Harry Brook. A lot of talk about Jacob Bethel back at number 3 and Ollie losing his position. Runs in the warm-up game at Lilac Hill, a good 100. And that's what they do, they just keep playing this way. So the scoreboard will always tick. By playing this way and being ultra aggressive, it does bring an opportunity for Australia. Now from any position on any surface, you never sit back and think, oh, England are really comfortable out there. There's a chance that they can make a mistake. Always bring the opposition back into the game, and as quickly as they allow the opposition back in the game by playing a bit silly at times, they bring the opposition back into the game.
Right, the hook with 2 back doesn't play it. It's starting nicely after 14 England winning the toss. They're 3 for 66.
Premier League, only on Geo Hotstar and Star Sports Network.
The Premier League broadcast on Geo Hotstar is presented by Black and White Ginger Ale, non-alcoholic, in association with Eurogrip Tyres, Fly Emirates, Fly Better, and Kingfisher, the king of good times.
Today, and I like that. You mentioned about could create some opportunities for money, and I agree. And look on the other side too. If they're 3 for 20, that then brings a confidence to the Australians as well. So if they have a nice partnership here, they keep scoring it under 5 and over. That's them to get them back in the game after lunch.
Bowling again.
Yeah, I like that. I think when the Baz ballers play at their best is when they do that. Because the field generally spreads quite quickly, and when they start rotating the strike and just knocking the ball into the gap, so the bowler bowls the best ball, and that's a good ball from Scott Boland. And when the Pope's managed to get a single. And that's when this team play at their best. When they're just looking for boundaries all the time, that's when they can come unstuck. Look at this now, cover point in the boundary, mid-up, so there's plenty of space to get the single. Nipping back through the gate. It's going short. Ball outside the eye line, so getting reaching for the pull shot. And line is a good matchup. So you can get out to off spin on a few occasions.
Big swing and a miss from Harry. He connected. It was deep into the Barmy Army. And lost his off peg.
Wow.
Seen back a touch on him.
Absolutely no feet removing at all. Just trying to swing through the line of the ball.
He's got a handicap of +1, by the way.
Well, that looks like a golf shot.
Crawley. I think Jack Crawley's +1, and I think Harry Brooks scratch. To be fair, they play enough. The first session in 23, England 3 for 124. I'm scoring at 4.65 on that occasion. Scoring at 4.57 at the minute. Here, just a few years later.
Square legs heading back. Thought of a short ball in Harry Brooks' mind. Still 40 in from the rope though.
Brook for the hook.
Sweetly driven. Buddha, another boundary down the ground. It's moving expensive Victoria, and that's a beautiful shot from Harry Brooks.
Yeah, pure balance. The short ball field was set. Harry didn't buy into that. Just kept his head over that off stump. Just the transfer of weight, perfect. Fantastic timing.
And what it's done by them playing aggressive cricket, just under 5 runs and over, has allowed a lot of gaps.
Followed him, and then he attempted after the ball to say, I'm going to ram you over the slips. Under 15, 3 for 71. Well, there's been plane loads from London and Manchester and all sorts of English folk here. Big crowd.
How good is it? Barmy Army.
Yeah, there's thousands that have come over. You go back to the last series, which was in COVID time, so the England fans couldn't travel. And I don't know the exact number, but it feels like there's at least 20,000 in here today.
लोगों का बैटिंग और कौन कौन है? बेन स्टोक्स, स्मिथ, जेमी स्मिथ, गस डिक्सन, कर्स, जोफ्रा अच्छा खेल रहा है, मार्कूट भी है. इन लोगों का बॉलिंग अटैक इतना भी ख़राब नहीं है. वुड का तो पता नहीं, ये तो पूरा सीधा सीधा बॉल फेंकता है. जोफ्रा आर्चर गोना बॉल वेल, आई होप सो. 3 विकेट तीनों ही स्टार्क ने ले लिया.
Breakfast either.
एक बढ़िया मूव लगा हुआ है. सुबह उठ के passes देखे. Have a good. Let's see.
Takes us into to sure that shot of the Barmy Army in the boundary. I'm surprised the boundary's not pushed out to its full extent. I noticed in England Ben Stokes asked for the boundaries to be up a touch more, Michael. I'm surprised that is not right down another 3 metres out.
The boundary sizes here in Australia are a lot bigger, as you say, Howie. And I'll be interested to see how England play that when the short ball theory comes, or Nathan Lyon comes on to bowl. Sometimes back home you can top edge a pull, it flies into the stand because it's so small. Here in Australia that will be going straight to hand.
Yeah, that rule changed, I reckon it's about 24, 25 years ago. I think it was Ricky Ponting at the SCG, slid into the fence and snapped his ankle. So I'm not sure of the exact ruling, it's about 3 metres I think, that it's got to be at least away from the fence just to give the players a safety.
It's a big ground, very wide. 82 metres square of the wicket. It's big boundaries. Just a single. Down towards Nathan Lyon. Are you giving Nathan Lyon a bowl before the lunch break?
Absolutely. I'm just looking at the way that Australia bowled in the last few overs since Harry Brook has come out there. And this is what Harry Brook does. He kind of knocks the bowling attacks off the lines and lengths, and then the field spreads for him. And then he gets the other batter at the other end just going, starts to tick. Ollie Pope's been playing nicely. He's such a hard batter to keep quiet, Brook. Very unorthodox, always looking to kind of cause a bit of damage.
With a partnership 35 from 41 in the blink of an eye after England were reeling with Root and his dismissal for a duck. Touch ball bowling side since Harry Brook came on as a doggy.
Well, this is the problem, that Australia now, they bowl the best balls. And that's not the best balls, but if they do, they're still going to leak a run.
ऑस्ट्रेलिया का टीम बहुत कम्प्लीट है और अभी इंडिया के बाद इंडिया निकाला मारने के बाद बुराई हुआ क्या ही बेसबॉल कर रहा है उन लोगों का बेसबॉल सिर्फ पाकिस्तान के साथ ही आता है
Didn't time the on drive. Another good over for the tourist though. 16, 3 for 75. Let's have a look at the Fox rate. Harry Brook off the front foot and Harry Brook off the back foot.
Yeah, you just look at his weight transfer on the left of screen there. His weight's back there. That's not a great position that Harry got himself in for that kind of stroke, but the one on the right there, that's perfect. Just look at his spine, nice and straight, that head over that front knee. It's not a perfectly bent front knee, but he's playing that ball right under his eye line. That's why he timed it so perfectly.
डिजिट टर्म लाइफ इंश्योरेंस में है मिनिमम पेपर वर्क, कुछ केसेस में तो इनकम प्रूफ की भी जरूरत है। आप बिजनेस में ध्यान दो, लाइफ
Dear captain, what's the key to setting your fields against such an aggressive approach? How have you seen various teams do it? Shubman Gill in England, the Australians in the past?
I think the most important thing is, having boundary riders is fine, but if you do that, you've got to make sure you've got fielders there for the single. Because if you allow the bowlers to bowl good balls and the batters are still scoring, I think that's a frustration for the bowlers. You've always got to be rewarded for bowling a good ball. If you bowl your good balls and Harry Brook's good enough to dance down and white, you've got to go, fair credit, well played. You start chasing it and spreading your field and almost start following the ball. It's a real worry. You've just got to continuously bowl your best ball. And if someone's so good, plays so well on that given day to counteract that and play riskily and score against it. We've all seen enough test match cricket. You bowl the ball in the right area often enough, the batter will make a mistake.
Get your thoughts in a moment on how you bowl to an aggressive approach like this as well, Brett. So this partnership, 36 was 45 balls after they were 3 for 39 when Joe Root was dismissed without scoring, so they punched so quickly, England.
Look, I think you can probably afford to be a little bit more attacking, and I know they're going at a good clip at 4.5 runs and over, but you always got to ask yourself the question, how are you trying to get the batsman out? Are you trying to get him out caught at long off or third man or fine leg? Are you trying to, traditionally like they do over here in the West, nick him off? So I think it comes down to length. So obviously the onus is on the bowler as well. But when the batsmen are playing aggressive, sometimes you can spread the field too early. I think at 3 front, you can afford to have them up a little bit and constrict them. So I'd be a bit more attacking.
Yeah, this intrigues me now because Harry Brook's gone 4 dots. Cameron Green looks like he's been given the nod. Well, it's a no ball. Sometimes when you can just bowl 2 or 3 dots to someone like Harry Brook, he goes searching, he tries something that's not quite there.
Just from the ICC, the maximum boundary is 82 metres. Cricket Australia mandates 4-metre clearance to the fence or a hard object. So I presume the synthetic turf is judged as a hard object. Seeing not too many 82-metre boundaries in the UK at the moment.
Stuck there. Hopefully it's just a little bit of tightness. you don't want to do is just strike bowler.
Kebal bowler style.
Bit of a dive there
I'm
and a
a
little
big
bit
fan of
ginger.
this style.
Oh, just his ankle. Yeah, his left ankle.
Simple more
He's
guys.
had ankle issues after the West Indies and some work done, remedial work on his ankle.
It's okay now.
Dismissive in defence. He just drops his bat on the ball and moves on immediately, doesn't he?
Well, he triggers early. He gets himself into this still position. It's quite a wide stance.
Australia with
That
confident
position is just so still. It's a high back lifting. It's like he's got all the time in the world.
bowling attack.
Fine.
Hazelwood नहीं आयो हेलो Hazelwood को नहीं है इसमें Nathan Lyon start
Dances down, tries to launch one. Fly all the way down to line on the boundary.
let's see let's look for a good assist.
No. Sent back in a hurry. Gee, it would have been really close. We'll have a look at that in a moment. They get the single, but it was high risk. End of the over, 3 for 77. Time for a change in commentary. Up next, Ishigua, Adam Gilchrist, and this man, Michael Hussey, to have a look at the replay.
Yeah, thanks, Howie. We'll start to this test match. Harry Brook looking for the quick single. Mounters Labuschagne so fast. Made good ground. Harry Brook back comfortably. It's the last thing England need. Just half an hour before lunch. First morning. The first Ashes test here in Perth.
Just building a partnership back here. These two after the early damage from Mitch Stark. He bowled brilliantly. Half green on the surface, getting that ball seamy around. Bit of
Premier League, only on Geo Hotstar and Star Sport.
You like regularly. I think Doggett's been impressive. First test match, you can imagine he'd be really nervous coming into today, but he's looked at home. His first over was right on the money. He got the ball to seam around a little bit.
It will be like score will be like 20.
Nice strong action. Decent pace. Desperate to pick up his first wicket in Test cricket.
17 by 77.
very front on in his action. Everything angled towards the target. Raised front leg. High release point. It allows him that opportunity to get that ball seaming in or away. A bit like Glenn McGrath used to do.
एक समय था ड्राइविंग आता था ऐसे गुजारा आता था good for again.
Interesting field that Doggett has here for Harry Brook. Got basically a deep third in place and a deep backward square leg. So that's the deep backward square leg. That he's there for the hook shot. Harry Brook loves to take on the short ball. The big grounds in Australia could present an opportunity. But he also, if it's a short ball, he might give himself a bit of room and try and slash it over the offside, and that's where that third man can come into play as well.
Yeah, that's where we're going to see cat and mouse throughout this series. Go on, see if you want to take on the short ball. They generally do.
That's good batting from Harry Brook. Ball before was a bouncer, he just ducked underneath it, through to the keeper. Because that man's back on the leg side, it's just an easy single, just to nudge it on the offside, on the onside, sorry, and rotating the strike. It's good batting.
It's where the bouncer needs to be really well directed, more so outside the eye line of the right-handed batter, because if it's slightly more on the line of middle stump, it's quite easy to get it fine.
He's dropping hints to Steve Smith or what? He's lingering up for a while. A little bit of width. This is how it'll go. Surprised that Smith could score. Have a look before lunch.
They're quite dry, the surface underneath, so I imagine
a lot early, I don't think. But I just like the idea of getting all of your bowlers a little spell before lunch on the first day. Get them into the game, make them feel comfortable.
They've been very successful here. 29 wickets at 20 here in Perth, and he gets that overspin. Nathan Lyon's why he's so successful on Australian pitches.
He's got a good record against Ollie Pope too, who's looked good today. Easy coming in at the end of the first over. He's played nicely.
I was just observing him when Ollie Pope was early on in his innings. He was at his crease, and Nathan Lyon kept coming up near the crease line, just
letting him know he's there.
Letting him know he's there, and maybe he's coming on to bowl very soon.
Good from Doggett. And a watch for Ollie Pope. He's out. This ball in the 18th over, 3 for 78.
Death is coming for us because we were never supposed to exist.
Short of equaling Glenn McGrath. Australia's second highest leading wicket taker in Test history. Say this too much about Nathan Lyon. Back into the Test team. Through injury, but through selection in the last Test match over in the Caribbean, the day nighter, chose to leave him out. It stung him a little bit, Huss, I think. He understands the team comes first, and that certainly got the job done on that occasion. Scott Boland came in. Mitchell Stark was near unplayable with the pink ball. One of the lights over there, but even coming into this Test match, there was a little bit of talk in the media about whether Australia might want to go the 4 quicks as well, and Nathan Lyon, I'm sure he would have been asked to say, don't forget about me, I'd do it right here. It's be an interesting battle here with Harry Brook. Harry Brook, he's renowned for being aggressive against spin. So Nathan Lyon's already got a long on in place, a deep mid-wicket.
He talks about that long on as almost a second slip for him. He's got a pretty good record against both of these guys. 2 wickets at 17 for Brook, 3 wickets at 11.6. Ollie Pope.
So, these numbers just explain where it fits in the pantheon of greats of Australian cricket. Nathan Lyon. Protection. Doggett, just the single. So Harry Brook, he's up for the challenge. He's prepared to take it on just for 20 minutes before lunch. That second slip. So tell me more about that.
Well,
he feels that's an attacking, wicket-taking position.
Yeah, it's. I remember him speaking to me about it on interview last season, because I think we all do question why he has so many out early on in his innings. But it's his belief of having that field set the way it is, that's him being attacking.
39 में 3 हो गया था.
You could argue, go on, try and hit me over the top. Have that mid on up. These two would definitely take that bait. Certainly Brook.
I think it helps Nathan Lyon just get into his spell a little bit as well. Get a few in the right area. Feel confident with his line of length. Nice stroke there. More runs. Difficult period here for him.
Make no mistake, how England play Nathan Lyon in this series could go a long way to deciding and determining which way it goes.
Yeah, he's always been arguably the most important bowler in the Australian attack. He can bowl some good overs from one end, lots of overs, build pressure, keep it tight, and that enables the captain to rotate the fast bowlers from the other end.
England generally like to sweep the ball quite a lot, but what we've seen here is getting deep into the crease and just getting on the front foot as well. Hard to play the sweep here, or the orthodox sweep in these conditions.
That is a full delivery to be going back to. You're right, Ishiguro. That's a strategy they've taken on right from the get-go against the off-spin
over.
ऑस्ट्रेलिया का क्या ही
One
पेस
ball.
लगे थे,
It's 3 for 84.
अगर था जो हेजलवुड नहीं है,
Exactly what they need to do,
कमिंस नहीं है।
Nathan Lyon. Just be really busy against him. Keep rotating the strike. Shouldn't be a lot of turn for him on the first day. If they can just milk him for 4, 5, 6 runs and over, rotate that strike, keep that scoreboard ticking over, then that'll put a bit of pressure back on Nathan Lyon, who likes just to keep it tight over after over. Got through a Sheffield Shield game with 16 overs 10 days or so ago. Very impressive. Dismissed Hope twice Test cricket. So a nice little question to ask first delivery.
And that's what he's going to bring. Comes from a great height, gets that extra bounce off a length. Already starting with a deep backward square. It'll be interesting to see how he does bowl. I think he'll look to bowl line and length, the odd short ball, but he won't want to put too much on his body. And that's going to be the question for this bowling attack, is who is going to be the enforcer when it does become placid.
I think it's a terrific point, Ashra. Just feel, having observed the way they've used Cam Green in the last few years, it seems a bit of that what they call donkey work, bowl short, sort of come on for a short period. Just always have Harry Brook there and try to just bowl a passage of short pitch bowling to ruffle up the opposition batting. And I think Cam Green at full fitness could almost be picked as a bowler. It's the way he debuted in first class cricket. He's picked up Hope a couple of times. Just have a look at that second one. Get a Green matchup, bounce it outside the eye line. So that's what Isha was talking about in the previous over.
Shot.
Inside the eye line for Hope, and that's
Hook is playing like
that's a sign this is a good pitch. It's over pitch from Cameron Green, and Ollie Pope's played some beautiful straight drives today, but just pitching it down the ground through the line. This is when they've heard the English batsman have been all over it. It's a lovely shot down the ground.
He's clearly been working incredibly hard on his straight game. He's played so well in the V in this innings so far.
Runs to add to this over already. The 50 partnership came up with that previous boundary, so everything England needed after losing three relatively quickly.
Yeah, and it hasn't been too frenetic from Ollie Pope. Harry Brook, well, what you would expect from him, he likes to come out of the crease, a bit of a jack in the box, and assert himself on the bowl, has unsettled the rhythm, but Ollie Pope has just got into his groove nicely. He's been quite compact and still at the crease. And I think I'd actually like to look at how he was setting up in England's summer compared to now, because I actually think he's getting over a little bit more, making the bowl to him.
That'll disappoint the Australians. This is how easily they've been able to rotate the strike, these English batsmen. Yes, they picked up 3 wickets, which they'll be very happy with, but these two in particular, it's a partnership 55 off just 67 balls. They've just been able to just keep ticking it over nicely, changing the batting strike over and over, just pick up the odd boundary when they can. And, I think that'll frustrate Steve Smith on screen, and also Andrew McDonald, the coach. They're trying to try and just dry it up a little bit more, build some pressure. Get more balls in the right area.
Oh, they love it. Come on, Cameron Green. Immediate impact in front of his home crowd. The big man will return to the bowling crease. Discussion now between the batters.
46.
Review. He does. Rolls the dice for Ollie Pope.
You were speaking about it just before, saying you feel like he's just been moving across the crease a lot more. disappointment for Ollie Pope walking off. Nice little innings for England, 4 for 94.
Well, you've got to say that's a big wicket for Australia, and against the run of play, the Pope was batting so well, just short of a half century. Cam Green, he's done it again. He's got him out 3 times in Test cricket. Pope goes for a well-made 46. England 4 for 94.
बेंच तो बहुत कुत्ता प्लेयर है, बहुत ही कुत्ता प्लेयर है.
So much of those 4 years have been focused on this tour. Can they be the team to buck the trend? 15 test matches on Australian soil without success. Last 3 tours. Ben Stokes has been the man charged to try and rectify that. Mitchell Starc straight back on at the full of that wicket.
It's a good move from Australia. I think Steve Smith get Mitchell Starc back into the attack, because there's certain players in the world that just love the big occasion. And for England, it's Ben Stokes. He's put himself in this situation so many times before, and I think Australia realise, let's go for the juggler here. Let's try and knock over the captain, maybe Harry Brook, and have England 5 down at the lunch break. It's good captaincy from Steve Smith.
Brett Lee joining us in the comm box. Isha Gua has scurried down to the sideline. We're hoping to be able to speak to this man on screen, Mitchell Starc, as they come off for lunch in about 10 minutes. He's got Harry Brook lined up. Erratic to start the spell. Bingy, you must have loved what you've seen from Mitchell Starc today.
It's been high quality fast bowling. He's got a good pace. His run-up looks spectacular. The length is impeccable. Shape back in, and that scrambled seam, the one that goes across, is going to worry the English batsman. It's the opportunity as well. If you have a look at, he's into his 7th over at the moment, but he'll do the hard work up front, and hopefully for him tomorrow get a good rest.
It's a partnership of 55, and things were looking to settle nicely for England as they headed towards the lunch break. Introduction of Cam Green. Just attack the stumps.
What Pope was trying to do was just knock it into the leg side. They had the man back deep on the leg side. Cross his stumps too far. Trying to work the ball for a single on the leg side. And fortunately for him, he missed it. Cam Green was straight enough. Umpire's call on leg stump.
That's out, Huss.
Indeed it is.
3rd time in Test cricket. 3 times out at an average of 6. Fine lines, isn't it? The agony and the ecstasy. So Australia would love as many deliveries as possible at Stokes before this lunch break.
Makes Mitchell Starc so hard. You can see Harry Brook there saying, well, that just seemed away from me a little bit. Starc is so dangerous against right-handers because he can attack both sides of the bat. He can swing the ball back on the inside half and attack your stumps and go for LBWs, but he can also seam the ball away on that occasion, which attacks the outside half of the bat and brings the slips into play. You're never quite sure as a batsman which way it's going to go. That was the one that he just tries to run across the right-hander.
Square up. Acknowledgement from Harry.
Just have a look at the seam position here. The fingers from Mitchell Starc. He's got the border angle back in, so that's where the seam is pointing towards what would be a traditional fine leg. So he's got the border. So shake back in that position, but it's the one that goes across like that, which is deadly to the right-handed batsman. And that's what generally brings in the nick.
say.
The Aussies won't mind that. We've got 8 minutes before the lunch break. We're saying to him, one mistake, Harry. One more now, guys.
It's a third man, Nathan Lyon, down on probably one of the shorter parts of the ground. Trying to get that much squarer bounce. Bring Nathan Lyon into play. Fascinating little passage here. Firmly struck, no run. 4 for 94.
Sorry, the last over before lunch, I guess.
That's what caused his dismissal there. That head just falling too far across to the offside. Late transference, 100% on the front foot by the end of the shot. But unfortunately for him, it was the head falling over the offside that caused that dismissal. So upset with himself.
So Nathan Lyons relieving Cam Green. Steve Smith feels over from the off spinner from broadcast end. It's not really an end that Nathan Lyon typically bowls at this ground, but he's been Stokes 9 times in Test cricket. He probably wishes he ran him out once too, but it's a long time ago now. It's all about 2025 Ashes. There's a bat pad asleep.
Balling.
Captain of
Very good,
England,
the guy is too
1-0.
sad.
He's at the crease, having won the toss, electing to bat far earlier than he would have hoped for.
जाएगा आगे जाएगा इसी ओवर में जाएगा
He's underway.
नहीं भी जा सकता
I would have had mid-off up, I think.
Yeah.
Start with to Ben Stokes. Just getting close to lunch. It's just an easy punch down the ground. Get off the mark, get down the other end. Strike back to Harry Brook. Bring him up to start with. Build a bit of pressure on him. Get some dot balls on Ben Stokes.
Two's the ball. Harry Brook very interested but sent back. Bit of leg work there.
Labuschagne is so
Nice.
quick. There was another fielder there. That could have been 2. But Labuschagne is so quick off the mark.
I think I agree. Sorry, I get that mid-off up.
shot
It's exactly
If
what
they're
you want
gonna
as a batsman. When you first come to the crease. Just to be able to feel a bit of bat on ball, get off strike, get underway with your innings,
First
get a couple
innings,
of
yeah.
runs under your belt. It's just easy runs for Ben Stokes. It's helping you get in.
Especially when you're on a duck. You know, you want to
Australia
make
gonna
it work for that
this
first
match.
run.
Totally.
मैच ही नहीं पूरा ऐसे ही I guess they should इंग्लैंड में इतना पोटेंशियल बाकी नहीं है इन लोगों का
Steve Smith at first slip here.
एंडरसन और वो जाने के बाद इनका तो बॉलिंग होता है कि
Just one
नहीं
had
आर्चर
just
तो अब है
looking
लेट्स सी
out
आर्चर
live whether he looked a bit frustrated with that defensive push for a single. Another single. Completes 22nd over, 4th for 98.
So what, we've only had 22 overs, but there's been a lot that's happened.
I guess
Dancing down the wicket, we've seen 4 wickets, 98 runs on the board. Exciting
also last over
passage of play.
Two and a half minutes
session.
over before lunch.
I suspect it'll be the final over. Where does Harry go? He goes big.
God, man.
Bold.
Niकल
Huge
के ना
statement from Harry Brook. The over before lunch, day one. 4 down. Takes Australia's senior marksman back over the top. That brings up 100.
By the sword. This occasion he won. Audacious stroke
Good
from
shot.
Harry Brook. Last over before lunch. He's not even thinking about the break. Charging and hitting Stark over mid-off. Unbelievable confidence. They've got no fear. They've got no price on their wicket. They don't care about getting out. It's all about scoring runs.
On the move again. Here's box office, this young man.
I don't reckon I've ever seen in Test cricket a batsman dance twice in the over before lunch. Gilly would have done it.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Mitchell Stark.
Incredible shot.
It's still very well controlled, isn't it? It hasn't shown any sign of the adrenaline getting too much for him. Just cast your mind back to 2023 at Edgbaston, the opening day, opening session. England with 3 for 124 off 26 overs on that occasion. It's more the run rate, 4.65. That's what it was, and they're going at 4.6 here now. But now, Stark gets a chance at Stokes. 2 slips, a gully, and a leg slip.
They would love one more here, the Aussies. Go in. The first break at lunch, 5 down. Stark's got a good record against Stokes too. Down the bottom there, 9 dismissals, averaging just 20. Here's the playbook. Loves scoring on the leg side. He's strong off the back foot, which you need in Australia.
Go a short one here, fellas. Mitchell Stark. I know that you tend to nick him off first up, but just a good short one. Under pressure, like that top edge.
Gotta say, the entertainment has lived up to all the hype. Cannot complain about the entertainment factor of what we've seen. Some high-class bowling from Mitchell Stark in particular. A bit of loose batting, certainly Zach Crawley at the top of the order. He opened it up for the Australians. Ollie Pope showed discipline and control, and now a little rebuild. Nice touch. Just the calmness of Ben Stokes. Eased it to the leg side for a couple. 1 ball left.
To be honest, cover drive से अच्छा straight drive लगता है ना?
I
It's
think Australia will
beautiful.
still be happy picking up 4 wickets in the first session.
Sachin
Looks a
का
good pitch to me. Seen some
straight
beautiful
drive
shots
था
down
ना?
the ground, which tells
It's
me
like
this
too
pitch is
good.
coming onto the bat nicely. There's not too much lateral
Cover
movement.
drive is good. But
I know
अगर
England are always going to keep looking to
Straight
score.
drive
They're going to come hard. They're going to
अच्छे से
create
लगना है
opportunities for wickets.
damn.
After losing the toss and having to bowl first, picking up 4 in the first session, I think Steve Smith will be quietly happy with that.
Over
Excellent
lunch.
from Mitchell Stark.
चलो we'll join you after lunch. हम भी कुछ खा लेते हैं.